Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. It's your host, me. Happy Friday. We have an absolutely massive show today. This video may be 30 minutes long. I'll try to keep it short. Tons of stuff that I think is wonderful, jam-packed in here. The first thing we'll start off with is this shirt. Is this not the coolest shirt you've ever found? Now, I'm not necessarily the most jacked guy out there by any stretch of the imagination, but I thought this shirt was kind of cool. It was $2 at the Goodwill, so and it was extra large. You know me, I'm into the extra larges now. So hope you like my shirt. No, you can't have it. Let's talk ball. Yesterday, layup line, we got screwed with Joel Embiid deciding to play, and our Andre Drummond ticket was dead from the jump ball. The sad part is Dominic Barlow, the power forward, had 5 boards in like 4 minutes. So I just couldn't help but imagine that those should have been Drummond's boards. We lose that. Austin Reeves, I said right here, play it up to 10. He got 10 assists exactly. We hit the 8 at plus 124. Our 3-point little parlay we made on Novig. Wow, look at that. Green means go. You're kind of cooking. Keontae George, 7 assists. He got 10 over 231.5, guys. The total was 233. We got it by a bucket, and then LeBron, no triple-double, or no double-double, rather, cashed. He actually lost his 10-point streak. A lot of you probably saw that. So this this picture graphic was good in more than one way. Jordan Walsh, double-double. It was a long shot. We took a shot at it, and he had 7 boards, 20-some points. So he had a great game, but he did not come away with the rebounds needed. It was a blowout. He didn't play like the final 8 or 9 minutes. So everything else hit, ironically, that I picked from that game. Boston covered. Pritchard and White had 8 and 9 assists respectively, so they both cleared, but our wash play did not happen. Now, I would like to update you guys every Friday. We're going to call it Finance Friday, show you how we're doing on all of these different segments. But I do want to remind you I do this for fun. My unit size is small enough that I do not care if we are up or down. This is entertainment. There's too many people out there trying to prove to you that they are the best sports bettor alive and trying to get you to follow their picks. I want you to come back here for the information that I give you, for the joy. Hopefully, I mean, heaven forbid I bring you a little joy on a cold Friday. It's freezing here. So here's where we're at. Darn good, guys. We are, funny enough, up the most in our long shot categories, our parlays, and our half court and our 3-pointer. So that is great, but positive in all of the categories is a great place to be after 10 days of picks. I got a hot take for you today. I love Big Sean, and that's not a hot take necessarily, but he may be on my hip hop Mount Rushmore. I haven't really sat down and ironed it out, but as far as like my personal enjoyment of listening to hip hop, Big Sean has got to be in my top 4. I think he is very talented. I think 90% of his songs are catchy. There's a lot of times I can listen to his albums, no skips. So shout out to Big Sean on this wonderful Friday. Let's talk ball. Lakers and Boston. Both of these teams are on a back-to-back. Both of them won last night in very different fashions. I need to take a breath. Boston won in a very high-scoring game where they weren't contested. Lakers won in a very low-scoring game on a buzzer beater by Roy Hachimura in the corner for 3. Luka and Brown will not be playing. Both of these teams play incredibly slow paces. I see it being more like the game we saw last night with the Lakers and the Raptors, low scoring and tighter, than I do with the Celtics kind of running them out the gym. I like Reeves' threes and assists, although I will tell you the reason it's not an official play today and it is a lean is because I looked and his assist line has been corrected. It is set at like 8.5, 9.5 right now. So I think the value has kind of left in a matter of 24 hours. Roy Hachimura, 3s and points, DeAndre Ayton, double-double, and Walsh. Again, he's really found his form into this offense. So if you want to take his points, I don't mind that. Heat and Magic. Both of these teams are great defensively. Miami is a little better from 3 than is Orlando. Both of these offenses score a ton of points in the paint, and this total feels high. Fool me once, strike 2, strike 3, you're out. Here we go. Let's play the under again, as they say. I know I'm going to get bit one of these times. I know it's going to hurt me, but I believe we've cashed 3 unders on Miami, Orlando, Dallas combos in the 240s. And I just keep scratching my head about why it's like that. So I lean the under again. Harrow unders, I think he could get locked up by Desmond Bane tonight. He's been a little hobbled as well. He may not even play. If he doesn't play, it helps the under. If he does play, I like his unders. And Davion Mitchell assists looks very good. Very good, it does. Very good. You can get like 10 at a great price. I think his line's at 6.5, 7.5, which I like just as a straight. Denver and Atlanta. Guys, I'm not going to touch this one until I know the status of Jalen Johnson. He screwed me 2 days ago. I'm not going to get screwed again. but I do like Spencer Jones threes if that does eventually come out. Toronto and the Charlotte Hornets back-to-back for Toronto. Like I said, a tough loss last night against the Lakers. Charlotte's injury report is disgusting tonight. Ryan Kalkbrenner, Brandon Miller. There's a couple of other guys on there. I think Toronto should dominate this game in the paint. They score a ton in the paint. They're 1 through 5, score in the paint more than any other team. They don't take a ton of threes. They like to get inside, and Charlotte does not defend well inside. So I like Toronto -7.5. I like Scotty Barnes triple-double. He was 1 assist away from getting the triple-double last night, but if you don't want to play the triple-double, I think his overs are a good play tonight, as well as Emmanuel Quickley, who is going to be guarded by the Ball brothers, not to be confused with the guys who make the jars. The other Ball brothers that are in the NBA, of course. San Antonio and Cleveland. This one's tricky as well because both of these teams are strong on both sides of the ball. Spurs lack scoring from 3. That's about their only weakness, top to bottom, offensively and defensively. Cleveland has the advantage from 3. They shoot a lot of threes, and I think that they might shoot 53s tonight. That's kind of their key to victory, if you ask me. Donovan Mitchell threes. Jalen Tyson, kind of an unknown guy, kind of a new guy on the scene. I'd like his overs, both in points, rebounds, and assists, and threes. DeAndre Hunter threes. The under is close, guys. I think that total is a bit too high, but what does scare me is the fact that Cleveland can score at will, and if they are hitting a high volume of threes and the Spurs are forced to maybe pick up the tempo and match it a little bit, then that under is in danger. But on just a gut call, 238 feels high. I would put this closer to 228. Like, I feel like it's off, but I see a path to the overhitting. If you want to get cute, we've talked about reverse correlation before. That is where you put things in a parlay that say, hey, the game's going over. So you want to take Mitchell threes. You want to take Tyson points overs. You want to take Hunter threes. So this says, hey, all 3 of these legs tell the algorithm, the sportsbook's algorithm, hey, this better is expecting points. And then you throw in the under, and the algorithm goes, oh, wait, so all of these points are happening. They're getting offense, but the game's going under. And they can possibly pay you out better for that. So if you want to get cute, you want to have a little fun on this Friday, take some overs for Cleveland guys, focused on points and 3-pointers, and then play the game total under, see what it gets you. Make sure you line shop and price shop. We'll talk about that in a second because I have an important announcement that I think will be helpful. People are doubting Portland a little bit too much. People have slept on this team. They went to Cleveland on a back-to-back and won a game in Cleveland Wednesday, I believe. Now they go to Detroit. Detroit is very respectable, both offensively and defensively, but I think I lean Portland +7.5 here. Ride the hot hand. I also like the over. I think Cade Cunningham does have a pretty soft matchup. I talked about Donovan Mitchell's unders versus this team, and on Wednesday, we failed miserably there. So if that rings true again, Cade should have no problem scoring tonight. I like his double-double as well. And, Jeremy Grant, technically, we got a revenge game. Jeremy Grant did play for Detroit early in his career. He's with Portland now. So if you like that little aspect, Grant points or Grant threes. Now, I did say we were going to talk about line shopping. A cool thing that I love about Pickett, that is completely free also, is that they have a way you can line shop. So I was looking at all these picks, as I always do. I write down all my leans before I look at any prices, and then I go through and I say, what do I actually want to play? This was Scotty Barnes triple-double. On Hard Rock, it's 30-1, plus 3,000. ESPN, 20-1. That's a massive jump down just from top 2 books. 16, 15. Novig has us at 14. FanDuel has us at 14. Hard Rock is giving double the odds. Now, a lot of you, and I don't blame you, I get it. You're just doing this for fun. You don't really care about the price. Maybe you don't understand the price. A lot of you are going to get on the apps that you have, FanDuel and DraftKings, and you're going to go, oh, he likes Scotty Barnes triple-double. Okay, I'll play it at 14-1. You could make double the amount of money. You put $10 on this for 140, you could be making $300, double the amount of dollars by taking 5 minutes, going into Pickett, making sure you have signed up for all of these books and getting the best price. And it's completely free to line shop, and it's super easy to do. So I'm here to help you guys. I don't charge you anything. You sign up for Pickett for free. You use my code GMG. It helps me fulfill my end of how I work with Pickett, but I'm doing this to help you. I don't want to just sit here and give you an ad read that's not helpful. This is helpful. This is a perfect real world example where a play I like today is paying you out double just for clicking it on the purple app instead of the blue app. Knicks and Jazz. 16 points feels a little high. Utah is on a back-to-back. Utah, I think they can hit enough threes to stay in it. That's what I feel. The pace that Utah plays could bother New York enough. If you look at teams that play with high pace, Portland, the Miami Heat, and Chicago Bulls. If you look at the Knicks against those three teams, they have been fairly close, or the Knicks have lost. Now, the Jazz are inferior to those teams in terms of just top-to-bottom skill, but I think 16 is too much here. I've banned Jalen Brunson. He's off. He's sleepy. He's doing too much. Jalen Brunson loves doing that, right? Anybody times anybody blows on him, ref, right? It's slightly annoying. He's banned. Hart triple doubles interesting. Lauri Markkanen threes and Jazz plus 16.5. Indiana, Chicago. We saw this a week ago. Both of these defenses defend the three well. The total was set about this a week ago, and it ended pretty low scoring, 103 to 101. Chicago injury report is longer than Santa's naughty list, guys. It is massive. So I'm not going to get too hung up on that. I do think there's a way for the Pacers to come out with another victory here. I like Benedict Mather at overs, but he has had a pretty rough last two games. Tread lightly. Pascal points over. And Indiana big man rebounds. I say that because Jay Huff has kind of become the big man on this team, but he's definitely not a traditional big man. Isaiah Jackson comes off the bench. He's more of the big man that you think, but the minutes is the problem. Houston and the Suns. Houston in the paint should be good. Phoenix from three should be good, and the opposite is true about either. Rockets don't hit a ton of threes. Suns don't score a bunch in the paint. Both defenses are respectable at what the other team does well. No Booker, KD revenge game, a lot going on here. I'm staying completely away. Last three games of the night, big slate tonight. There were 12 games tonight. I absolutely love the angle of this Memphis game. Buddies, guys, gentlemen, and ladies, if you're a lady, drop in the comments. We need the ladies representing, okay? The sports betting world is a man-dominated world, and we need more ladies. So if you're a lady, say, hey, lady reporting for duty, or whatever you want to say. Don't let me mansplain your comments, ladies. I mean, have some autonomy, ladies. Write whatever you want. Actually, you know what? Don't write if you don't want to. I'm all about autonomy for the women. Let me know if you're here or don't. Amen. What cream rises to the top here? I don't know if it's the bad offense that we see or the bad defense. Gosh darn it, I did it again. I freaking did the green on the defense, and it's not green. I got so excited about writing it down, I didn't change it. Memphis's defense is orange. I lean that the defenses here are bad and the offenses have some success. I didn't have enough room to write Harden triple-double. I think it's a play. I love this game. It's Vince Williams ladder time again. Last time I gave out a Vince Williams play, I gave him out at 8 assists plus money, and he had 17 assists. I like Coward 3. I like Spencer's 3 as well. I didn't have enough room for that. Actually, I prefer Spencer over Coward. We'll talk about that in a second. Jalen Wells, 3 threes, and I lean the over. I've got some official plays there. Won't talk about it anymore right here. We'll talk about it in a second. Bucks and Sixers. No Giannis. Milwaukee should shoot a ton of threes as they always do. They defend the paint well, but they don't rebound. Philly's on a back-to-back. Is Embiid going to play? A lot of questions here. I lean the over with Philly winning. I think they have a little bit too much firepower, and the Giannis loss does hurt. I like Kevin Porter Jr. assists again. He kind of cost us on Wednesday, but I think without Giannis, he will handle the ball more. And for a team that shoots a lot of threes, he should distribute a lot of that. I like Maxey points and threes. And if Embiid doesn't play, I like Drummond rebounds, but that's all I'll say there. Last game of the night is the wonderful, magnificent, dominant Oklahoma City Thunder against the Mavs. OKC should absolutely feast in the paint, and that's the story of this one. I like the under. I like Chet over points and rebounds. And if you want to take anybody on Dallas, Max Christie. Now, I kind of have a lot to cover here, so stay with me for like 5 more minutes, and hopefully it can pay off. Okay, the first thing, if you want to do any plus EV or arbitrage betting, Smart Stake is the tool that I would suggest. It is the cheapest. It's $80 a month. That sounds like a lot to a rec better. I totally understand it. If it's not interesting to you, you don't need to sign up for it. But it's better than OddsJam, which is going to charge you $400 or $500 a month. So 80 is pretty good. If you want to test that out, dip your feet in the EV waters. You can do so 12 days using code GREEN. Now, a play that they have highlighted as a 9% EV play is one that I don't even mind. It is Nini Avija, 8 assists. Guy's been dishing it like crazy. Novig, you can get it for plus 122. Profit X plus 121. It's plus 104 on FanDuel and minus 111 on Pinnacle. One of the sharper books out there. Same with Bookmaker, another sharp book at 109. So this plus 122 looks like a great, great spot. All right. Now here are my official plays, and then we got a couple more things. I promise we got some bonus plays. I'm feeling juiced today. I got the creatine shirt on. We're rolling. Half court heave. You really thought I was going to show you guys almost a 50% EV play when comped to Novig and FanDuel on a player prop, and I wasn't going to play it? You guys don't know me. Yes, I do this for entertainment. Yes, I'm not saying I make money long term, and yes, I bet small stakes. But when Green Means Go sniffs a little bit of value on a play he likes, boy howdy, we're going to unload. So give me Scotty Barnes triple-double at 30 to 1 on Hard Rock. Our three-pointer is going to be a same-game parlay. I got a boost on DraftKings. It was a 30% boost, and here's what I did. Pacers money line, a little bit of an upset. Mathurin 2 threes, Isaiah Jackson 6 boards, and Siakam 20 points. That pays out plus 748. Our free throw, Vince Williams, I'm going to go light here, 8 assists at plus 140. I talked about loving it. I'll give you one more play from that in just a second. And our layup line, don't bite the hand that feeds you. If the train is rolling on the tracks and you've been on board, stay on board until it catches on fire. We're going to go under 242.5. Miami and Orlando yet again, and we'll hope that we get it to the window. Here's my bonus play, and I'm going to shill pick it again. Sue me, because this is a free freaking tool. It's not a shill if it's free, but if you do sign up, use my code. I said I love this game, and I said I love these players. So what I did on Pickett was I went through and I did Vince Williams 10 assists, I added it to my slip. Cam Spencer 3 threes, I added it to my slip. And Jalen Wells 3 threes, I added it to my slip. Now everybody's same game parlay engine calculates things differently based on correlation and other factors and odds and things like that. We know that to be true about the sports betting industry. So when you are betting same-game parlays, it's very important that you try to get the best price. A lot of you may have just bet this on DraftKings because that's where your balance is. That's 17 to 1, and that's totally fine. But guess the frick what? If you bet this on FanDuel, same exact play, it's $23.73. And when you add the boost, the 50% boost, guess what? It's paying you double of what DraftKings is paying. So I took the best odds out there. Technically would have been Caesars, but I had a boost on FanDuel, and I don't have any money on Caesars. They banned me. They'd let me get 75 shekels on this play. I don't know how much that actually is. Somebody do the conversions. What's 75 shekels worth? So I did on FanDuel, and I boosted it up to 35 to 1. So we got Vince Williams 10 assists, Jalen Wells 3 threes, Cam Spencer 3 threes. Should we count this? Let me know in the comments if we should count this. I'm not going to count it unless you guys say half court heave, half court heave, half court heave, and then I will add it to half court heave. I didn't have a ton of coffee today, I promise. Later on today. Oh no, one more thing. I knew I had so much to do today. I knew there was more. Okay, Novig. Last thing I'll say. If you don't have Novig, why not? If you use my code, you get a 50% deposit match. The cool thing about Novig, not only do you get great lines, but they have this new rewards thing, and it's for the month of December. I talked about it last month. People didn't seem to be interested. And I'm like, why are they interested? This is phenomenal. They have different markets. For example, puck yes, sure hands. Place straight wagers on hockey goals. If you bet 20 hockey goal scoring markets, 20 straight wagers on football receptions, 20 wagers on yes first baskets, you get 5, 10, 15. That is $30 in free money. You got to bet a minimum of $5. So every $100 you spend on these markets, you get $30 back. If you're going to be betting these markets anyway, it is a great thing to do. Even if you're not, it's probably good from an EV standpoint. So I actually have built out a spreadsheet that you can track everything. You write your picks, the money, the odds, and as you fill this out, it will add in your profit loss of your normal bets and your rewards, and then it will give you a summary down here. So I'm going to do this for the month of December. I'm going to work it into this content every day that it fits, and we're going to see what happens at the end of the month. There may be some separate standalone videos where I do things like college football totals and hockey goal scorers, since I don't cover either of those sports. But it's going to be a little bit of a journey. So today, I'll tell you, I got 6 plays for you. I got Matherin and Quickly both hit the first basket in their games. I got an Ayton double-double and Cade double-double, and I have Wells 2 threes and Spencer 2 threes, both of those from the Memphis game. If you'll remember, we took them for 3. This is a little pseudo hedge at 2. Now, don't be afraid to make your own price on Novig. This is maybe a confusing concept, but I'm telling you right now, this is an awesome game changer on Novig. What you can do is right now, Brandon Miller, if you want him for the first basket, it's 652. That's the yes side. But if you click on this make button and you can type in your own odds. So you could type in plus 1,000. You can set it for $5. And then if somebody out there wants to take the no side, wants to say, Brandon Miller's not going to hit the first basket. Are you crazy? I'll take that at minus 1,000. If they bet enough money to cover your yes, that bet is live. So I know that's confusing. We'll talk about this more later. I just wanted to get it out in front of you that I'm going to be doing this little journey. And if you don't have Novig, guys, I promise you it's worth it, okay? Holy schnopes. Holy smokes. NFL touchdown video later today if I have the energy. I will. Love ya.